Oh boy, I can't wait to use my Charizard to go flying.
Noob. Charizard can't fly.
Why not? It's a dragon.
It's not a dragon either.
Oh.
Now the Pidgey's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the most overused Jailkin Pokemon ever.
Hello and welcome, I'm the Legendary PokéMaster, and today we're talking about why Charizard is not a dragon. Or it is. Half and half. Charizard is a fire and flying type, but not a dragon type, even though it looks like a dragon, so I'm gonna try to find out why they did that. So without further ado, let's start. So first off, Charizard is a fire and flying type throughout actually all of the games, which is understandable for its traits. You got the wings, which make it fly and stuff, and fire is kind of self-explanatory too. But it looks like a dragon, so why isn't it typed that way? It would probably make more sense than flying, because usually dragons fly. When we look at Charizard's previous evolutions, those being Charmander and Charmeleon, we kind of see that Charizard's the outlier in this evolution chain. I mean, it's like a lizard, a slightly bigger lizard, and boom! Dragon. However, the fact of Charizard being introduced in the first generation of Pokemon may come into play here. In the first generation, there's only one line of Dragon-type Pokemon, the Dratini evolution. Overall, the Dratini evolution line stays mostly dragon-like in appearance, with Serpentine dragons as the first two generations, and the traditional knight in shining armor and stuff dragons with Dragonite. And then over here, you basically have a Salamander and a Chameleon. Yeah. Also, in the anime as well as the games, the line is being portrayed as extremely rare and powerful, usually due to its unique typing and high stats. Considering that Dragonite and Charizard are somewhat close in terms of stats, if Charizard were a dual-type fire dragon, it would basically degrade at that image Pokemon was trying to build. There was no Bulbapedia back then, and to the casual player back in like 1998, this configuration would have probably seemed as powerful as Dragonite. So why go out of the way to capture a rare Pokemon when you could just have this Pokemon right here that you get from the beginning of the game? And also, the Game Corner guy would probably go broke and be homeless because that's really the only reason why people do the Game Corner. This boost in power also wouldn't make sense in how you choose your starters in the first place. Yes, I know basically everyone chooses Charmander anyway, but there would be absolutely no competition if Charizard were a dragon type. It would essentially be the rarest out of all of them, being a type that only 2 evolution chains would have been throughout the games. It would also disrupt the rock, paper, scissors system they have going on with the grass, water, and fire types, with dragon typing on Charizard making a Blastoise's water type attacks to only do regular damage. And so it would basically be the most powerful starter Pokemon. Such a cause would also explain why Charizard doesn't learn moves like Fly. It would give it advantages over the rest of the starters. Hey, you got Venusaur? Well, that's cool and all, but can it fly you places? And thus they subsequently set moves like that to only bird-like Pokemon to use. That would let everyone use it at the same time, and generally early on in the game with Pidgey's availability in like Route 1 or something. The reason they didn't change this typing in Generation 2 was probably because it was the first time a new generation was revealed and the focus was taken away from it. They didn't change it in Generation 3 because of the remake of Kanto and Fire Red and Leaf Green, which resulted in the same situation all over again. And by Generation 4's reveal, everyone was basically used to the fire flying typing and had already based their strategies around it. And considering Charizard already knew a bunch of dragon type moves at this point, there was really no point to that. Oh, that sounded weird. I used point twice. So basically, Charizard is not a dragon type because it would most likely make it more overpowered in comparison to Generation 1 Pokemon and the starters in general, as well as its evolution line not generally being dragon-like and more lizard-like. But as there is with any theory, conflicting viewpoints are there. So what are your thoughts on this? Please leave a comment down below. You can also subscribe to see videos like this twice a week. Regardless, I don't really like Pokemon Insurgents, and I will see you in the next video.